Hentai and anime. Two themes inextricably linked to each other, but there has always been a fine line between them, giving an understanding of where Ecchi anime ends and a familiar to us begin hentai. But that was until a certain point, until things slowly started to change. The past year clearly showed us what vector of development the anime industry has chosen. Ishuzoku Reviewers, Peter Grill and post-orgasm mental clarity, and a couple of other shows that show nude in one way or another. And it would seem not reduce your pace. We understand what you are trying to do, but it wasn't there. 2020 is it where it told us. Pandora's box is already open and the anime industry has no going back. And so it all happened. And if the reviewers making the opening of this season, I don't believe this isn't Hentai 2020 that runs to the quest for Kiyaru did the same for only the 21st year. Yes, this is another series that balanced on the age of anime and hentai. Only if the reviewers kept the perfect balance, only occasionally swaying from side to side, I can say the same about Red of Healer. The series from the first episode forget that it's necessary to balance and jump and run into an amazing ocean of boobs, sex, drugs and rape. And you know what? I like this shit. No, seriously, no kidding. This is another stupid ecchi harem that doesn't fit your complicated plot, and from the first episode he said directly, "Hey man, don't wait for something serious here, this is a fucking hentai without hentai. So close up and just sit down and start to enjoy the legal hentai." And that's what you do, you turn off your brain and start to enjoy the shit that going on there. But so for the time being, indeed this is not everything as ambiguous as it might seem. But before discussion on the work and what impression after viewing it calls it, I would like to understand at least a little what Red of Healer is and what it's all about. And here we are talking about a very typical topic for anime works, the topic of revenge, such sweet and desired upon reaching which you understand that the whole path traveled by the hero wasn't empty. Of course, at the moment the scale and epic nature of what is happening in the Magican doesn't read the same gankutsu. In my opinion, the best anime work that tries at the topic of revenge, and this is not surprising, because it was based on the classic world literature The Count of Monte Cristo. But with the same shield hero, this work can easily competent in many aspects it even wins. Well, look, as in the shield we have a similar fantasy world where this also struggle against weakness for world peace. There is also a division into classes, swordsman, magician, archer and so on, you can list everything for a very long time. Well, an integral part of such stories, these are the chosen hero that can save this trashy world. And it would seem that, according to this logic, almost any fantasy anime couldn't only be compared, but rather opposed to a magician. However, there is one most important thing that makes these two work related. Orphaned by the world and fate, the protagonist striving for fulfillment of his revenge. In our case, this is a guy named Kiyaru, received the hero mag class. And not anyhow, but a magican healer. Rogul speaking, the most powerful force fell into the hand of the hero, with relatives to the power of God, allowing it to almost resurrect the serious wounded. So to speak, the most powerful support on earth, and in fact this should have allowed him to become one of the most influential heroes of this world. However, fate decided to throw a cruel joke on the hero in the face of another filthy princess, who is in the shield skillfully know how to flatten hand noodles on the earth, showing how good and kind she is, for which the status and origin of the heroes is not important, but at the same time it hides his true personality rotten to the bone. And the name of this lady is Flare, at first gallant as sweet and pretty girls, but has a previous seat with the huge skeletons in the closet. In one character, two archetypes fit at once. A good-natured girl for friends and relatives, and an organ greedy bitch with sadistic tendencies. And it with her handles that the whole life of the young hero begins to derail. And all for two banal reasons, dislike for low class and one unpleasant feature of Kiyaru's strange. Namely, the fact that when he heals, the hero feels on himself all the pain that the person experienced whether received this or that wound. And she just didn't like the fact that some commoner decided to contradict here, saying that he wouldn't use his power. This is where all the fun begins. Flare realizes that she can no longer pretend to be a good girl and begins to harshly mock the hero, making a stupid doll out of him that is not capable of anything other than treatment. And all they thank to a special technique created by the princess and her entourage. only 9 gold you allow one will become a middle slaver carrying out all your orders. The courses includes technique for beating and humiliation your partner correctly, recipes for 7 types of drugs for each day of the week to which your partner is guaranteed to become addicted, and also the number of the best anus cleaners in the field. This is in case that the methods of humiliation don't work very well. And now, repeating all the above every day for at least a year have borne fruit, not leaving a single drop of reason in the head of our hero. And that's exactly what is the favorable event read of heal against the background of the shield hero. After all, here the hero has serious motive for revenge on everyone and everything, unlike Naofumi, where all his disconnect revolves in fact around the fact that when he was duped like a fool by a girl. No, seriously, against the background of constant rape and beating, multi-slander toward Naofumi looks like a child's play. However, motives, but in these two work, it preserves the process of fulfilling the long-awaited revenge, the most important thing. And here, just the same, not everything is ambiguous as it might seem. From the point of view accomplishing his revenge, the mag healer is the cut above the shield. Indeed, this is his only goal in life to which he confidently goes. Whereas Naofumi, not something that would throw the idea of revenge, posing the primary mission to begin to live a quiet life. And here, just the same, all the ambiguity of judgment emerges. Although I said that the magic and term of revenge is a cut above, this is hidden a huge minus at the moment. After all, the hero doesn't limit himself in the method and the means for revenge, thereby causing a slight dissonance. That would seem to be, after all, the crap mentioned earlier. You want it. You don't want it, but you started to empathize with main character. But after a while, you see what an utter shoal he becomes, killing and raping everyone who is not pleasing, after which you started to think, I'm really have to empathize with him? It's logical that this is not all from scratch, and that this is justified by mockery on the part of Princess and her entourage. And I understand that in such situation any person would be angry with the whole world, but still this somehow makes me feel honesty. Yes, someone might say, Boy, you probably watch Ishuzoku Reviewers, there are also present sex scenes. And in part you will be right, and then there's sex, but the reviewers presented it on the comedy basis and it caused it in the main smile from the absurd of what was happening. That in the same read of healer is rape. Rogue rape, which caused it a little disgust. Why, but to be honest, I'm not rape lover or anything like that. That here I did the first capture henshin emergence, not master it, although there is even rape wasn't. Like consensual sex? Okay, rape no thanks. Therefore, the contemplation how the hero put the princess can and rape her soon as he wants caused a little discomfort. However, this is only my general impression based on my personal preferences. However, from the point of view of the spelling of the character, he come out quite logical, and action themselves as the person should have experienced such a nightmare. Фух, вот и практически конец. I hope that the author won't stop at the hero's many craving for revenge, but will go future, developing the inequality of the character, making him a personality what stand out from all the heroes of the similar fantasy stories. Instead of getting hang-ups of idea of revenge, where there is only revenge and revenge again, and no character development. Well, let's see what the anime authors will eventually get. A harsh story about switch revenge, or another not up to hentai without a drop of elaboration on character development. Woo! А вот и финалочка. Thanks to all who watched the video to the end, and if you also write your opinion about the video in the comment, and it will be even better. As much as it will be useful for me to hear your opinion on my pronunciation, and perhaps by doing so you will be helped to make the video even better. After all, if you have noticed by channel name, Russian Anime Otaku English is not my native language, therefore I will be glad to your criticism. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Twitter. There I write some from time to time about anime or my life. And we share our impression in the comment about this anime, and with this I will probably say goodbye to the next videos. Пока-пока!